Hello, you are listening to Agent Tech Mastery Podcast. I'm Darcy LaRock, and this is Terry Osti, and we do a podcast that we hope revolutionizes real estate businesses. I have almost 3 decades in IT, information technology, and Terry has been an agent for almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
We're your guides to streamlining operations, saving time, boosting your revenue. Discover cutting edge tech systems, apps, and a mindset for a profitable and integrated business. If you want to know how to get there, you are in the right place. So, we are going to talk today about app solutions for real estate agents. And so we're just going to kind of have fun today because there's some obvious apps you should be using, which we've talked about many times. You should be using a CRM, not your brokerage CRM. If you don't know why, book a chat with me. Those you must have to run a profitable business is a way to keep track of your clients. But we're going to talk more about fun apps like Canva. Actually, that's on the list too, Terry. Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
Canva is incredible. Do you use it a lot? We use it for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally don't use it. I know it's there because you guys are doing stuff for me in the background. And yeah, they've got a great software package. You'll talk more about that.
Yeah, yeah. And so so and we would love to know what apps you use. We're going to talk about some really cool ones. So let me talk a little bit about Canva. Canva can be used for so many different things. Now, there are always free versions of software, you guys, software and apps. There's always a free version. Now, what kind of always bugs me a little bit is when people say, well, I don't want to pay for anything. You're running a business, pay for apps. I pay for Canva because I love it and the features I get as a to with the I think they call it the pro version is incredible. So it can create videos for you. It can create Facebook ad images. It does AI images now. It just has so many tools and features for creating um, cool images and more. So check out Canva, Canva.
Quick question.
What's that?
Do they have templates? Let's say if you want to do your Facebook, whatever that picture is called at the very top, the
Yes,
line
banners. Yeah.
banners. Yeah.
They have templates for almost anything. I honestly I cannot say enough about Canva. I used it just the other day. Is anyone, I don't know if probably you haven't heard of this Terry either, but it's called a mind movie.
No.
No. Okay, you guys, this is a little bit off what we normally talk about, but it's kind of like a vision board. So everyone's probably talking about vision boards. I totally believe in that kind of stuff. We do vision boards every year. So it's a vision board movie. And I did it in Canva, and I'm gonna say it maybe took me half an hour. And now I have a 1 minute video I can watch daily. And it's just this moving vision board, and it's you can add videos and images and text and all this other stuff, and it creates this beautiful presentation. It's incredible. It really is. And I don't even probably use half of what Canva offers. So check out Canva if you haven't. What you'll notice for if you're not the paid version is that you don't get as many images and videos and things that you can use. If you see the word pro on there, you have to be a paying user to use those. Okay. Okay, Terry, what's your other one
Okay.
you want to talk about?
So from the same software provider, my favorite one that I use every day is Snagit. They're part of the same group.
Snagit's owned by Canva?
Yeah, they're part of whatever the mother company is. I don't know.
Oh,
Because
TechSmith. Wrong. That's TechSmith, isn't it?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
not.
I get emails from that company and says, here we have training on Canva and Snagit and whatever other software programs they have.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't think TechSmith owned Canva, but maybe. But
Yeah.
anyhow, so
Anyhow,
Snagit is,
so it's called Snagit. It's a screen capture program.
yeah,
And I know most people just use screen capture to clip a piece of image from your screen to send to somebody.
yeah,
But the cool thing about Snagit, and it's so loaded with features, I only know like 10% of them that I use every day.
yeah.
But one of the ones that is really handy is there's a an arrow function, so you can actually plot arrows and such. You can do text blocks with an arrow, or just there's text blocks on top of your images. One that I use a lot too is when I have a bunch of data in rows, and I don't want to. And the stuff that I want is kind of not in the order that I want. You can actually go in there and it's called a razor cut or something like that, and you just cut the horizontal chunk of data that you don't want to have as part of your image, and it wipes it out and consolidates the other two pieces together, which is
Oh,
amazing. And then you have an eraser
wow.
tool as well. So if you have something that has some sensitive information on it, or you want to be part of your screen capture, you can just erase stuff off the screen. It's
Oh,
pretty neat.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how, do you know how much that is? Or is it?
Uh, I don't know, $50 a year or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
worth
mean,
it.
I'm
Okay.
guessing. I'm just, yeah. I
Oh,
don't know. It's cheap. It saves me more than $50 of my time,
yeah, yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
If it
Yeah,
depends,
that's what I always look at when you're people like, I don't want to pay for stuff. Well, if it saves you time, what's your time worth?
yeah, exactly.
Like, because free is free for a reason. Free is just to get you to start knowing about whatever application it is. And once you love it, like people have spent a lot of money to create these applications and software. And, you're not going to get as much out of it if it's the free version, just like email
Yeah.
addresses that are not paid, they are bad for your business. I cannot say enough about that. But on to actually
Oh,
with
before we,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead if you're going to talk about
Before we leave Snagit, one of the things that I use a lot is when I'm working with buyers, when I get an excited buyer saying, "Oh my gosh, look at this place. It's priced reasonably. It's got all these great features. Check, 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 right?" So then I go look at it and it's sitting beside the dump, right?
I
Or
always tell that story. Yeah, yeah.
sitting beside something that's horrible, like the sewage treatment plant or something like that.
Yes.
So then I just do a screen capture on Google Maps and I point the big arrow to the negative influence on that property, saying this is what it's beside, and that's why it's priced so well, right?
Right,
Something
right.
like, that stuff you do that stuff all day long, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Snagit is awesome.
Yep, awesome.
The other one that maybe you guys don't know about because they're free because they come with your computer. For Macs, it's something called, excuse me, Preview, and it maybe not quite as many features as Snagit, but it comes with every Mac. And so check it out because it's the same thing. It screen captures, it does videos, it does other things. And then for Windows computers, snipping tool.
Hmm.
Again, not as many features as Terry's talking about, but they're both free if you guys like free software because they come with your computer. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, okay, another one, Terry.
Another one that I like is
Something about passwords.
oh yeah, okay. But before we go there, I just want to make the a lot of agents there's agents all over North America that we talk to, but I know where we are, we actually have an app so clients can look at live MLS data through the
Mm-hmm.
app, and
Yeah,
it's connected to the listing feed that I've set up on the back end of my MLS system.
yeah, it's awesome.
And so if they pick a favorite, I get a notification that they picked it as a favorite while they're on the app. And
Yeah,
then they can take notes and they can actually contact me directly through the app. I know the Vancouver board has one. I think it's called HomeSpotter, if I remember correctly. And then ours is called Prospects. So most boards will have this kind of app available to you.
yeah, and actually you should look into it because I'll just tell you personal experience as well is that we're kind of looking at stuff, and so I'm on Terry's feed on the app, but I'm also always testing things because what works. But I'm also on realtor.ca or .com. The app is so much better. And then I can also communicate directly with Terry. It's not quite the same when you're using realtor.com or realtor.ca and searching and favoriting. It's not the same. On the app that Terry's talking about, and the other ones I've seen, this is not the only one. So check with your region. But like I can look it up and favorite it. He'll know I'm favorite it. I could add a note and we can communicate inside the app. It's a really very cool for clients. And you should have all your clients on that.
Mhm.
Okay.
We
Do
have
you?
uh, we have one good thing going for us as well. In Canada, we have a national MLS system.
Yeah.
So every single listing that's on an MLS agreement is on realtor.ca.
Right.
So there's
Yeah.
only one spot to look.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
The,
Uh,
and then our apps that we're talking about are pulling from that same database. So
yeah,
you,
that's right. Yeah,
so
so
you,
it might be different in different regions, but whatever the region is, you should ask somebody if there's a agent version of the app and a client version and test it out and see how it works.
yeah. And you typically have to invite your clients to it. You have to
Yeah,
go out and send the invitation to them. Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense because then
Yeah, for sure.
they don't
And
know
it's
who to use.
then it's connected to you as the
Yeah,
agent. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Other app that you use all the time?
Okay. So one of the so imagine your day and you're logging on to 15 or 20 different sites every single day, probably, I would think. That's what I do. I got lots going on, right? Which is pretty normal for realtors. So memorizing your passwords is impossible. And
Yep.
I know of somebody, who was it? Somebody it was one of our relatives. Didn't they use the same password for all 75 logons or something like that?
Well,
Somebody
I'm
did
sure
that.
it wasn't one
It
of
was
my
I could have
relatives.
sworn I saw it written in that book that this person had, that where they wrote down all the
I don't
passwords.
remember that, but that's bad, you guys, to have the
I
same,
know, right?
yeah, for
For sure.
everything on. And so Terry's talking about there are many password savers. The top ones, I personally love Roboform. What I do is I buy a family version. I share, so I get 5 licenses and I share it with people. So I pay for it. Terry, you have one of
I
my
have one,
licenses.
yeah. Hmm.
My 2 assistants have it. My mom has one, and I have one. So that's the 5, I think. But it is incredible, and they all are similar. I'm just promoting Roboform because I love it. I love their support. I love everything about it. I love the app. I love that it is an extension on any browser, and they have the desktop version, and they all talk to each other. When people have the same password for everything, if a bad guy gets into one thing, he gets into everything. I cannot stress how bad that is. Like it's horrible for you until it happens. Like if it ever happens, it's horrible. But also what's cool about Roboform is that what I do as I change passwords, and you should not have the same password that you had 20 years ago and never change it. That's very bad. So over, every year at least I change passwords to all my logons. And when I do that, I get Roboform to generate a password for me. So what Roboform does is it's a minimum of, I think it's 12 characters, but it's not anything I'd ever remember, but it doesn't matter because I use Roboform for everything. So it might be X3, capital T, 4, M, little n, and it's these really long characters. And so I don't have to remember it because everything I log on to, I use Roboform. But it's these complex passwords that the bad guys are never going to know. Make sense?
Yeah, it's way more secure than your dog's name and your year of birth
Oh my
as your
God.
password for everything that you log into. Right?
Your dogs, your kids, your year of birth, because I could tell you many times with some relatives when they're like having problems or trying to log on or something, I can guess their passwords. And I'm not a bad guy. Right? I mean, that is not good to have your kids, year of birth, any of that stuff in a password because the bad guys know that, right?
Hmm.
I honestly cannot. I could probably go on for an hour just about the other features of Roboform, but we have a discount code if you go to agenttechmastery.com, but I think it's so inexpensive for what you get. It's something like, I think it's like $20 a year I can't even remember. I just pay for it because it's incredible. Okay. You should not be putting your passwords in your contact records. You should not be putting your passwords on a spreadsheet. You should not be putting it on a manual written down. Should not be under your keyboard. Everybody knows where to look for that kind of stuff. Roboform is a secure password saver. Okay. And the password to any password saver software should be complex. Okay. Because once they get into that, they get into everything. I have a very complex password that I use to log on to my Roboform. Any questions? No, we're good. Okay.
Good.
What's up next? We could talk all
Um,
day about
uh,
cool.
there's a million apps you can use in this industry, right? But one that more and more people are getting on board with is AI stuff.
I cannot, now that I have AI and I only know a surface of it, I'm always learning.
There's so much.
I could not do without it. Like personal and business, right?
Yeah,
I'll
just
tell you, yeah,
yeah, just that one function of writing stuff
writing stuff.
and researching stuff. Yeah.
My mom, this has just literally happened yesterday, and my mom had a gal she knows that wanted her to do a written testimonial about her services because she's getting a new job or something. So she texted me and said, "What do you think? Does this sound good?" And I didn't even read it, and I wouldn't tell my mom that, but I didn't even read it. I copied it, I put it into the Poe app on my phone and said, "Rewrite concise." And then it took a second. I copied what they did. I sent it to my mom saying, "How about this?" She says, "Oh my God, that's genius. Thanks so much." I didn't do anything. Now it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
She thinks I'm a genius, so I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
don't tell her.
But I do it all the time. I can't even tell you guys how I literally just before we got here, I was looking up titles for this podcast, and it listen, okay, this is how, okay, I just wrote in because I was trying to put a catchy title in. I literally just put podcast on apps for agents, what to call it, and what other apps to talk about. Okay, because we had a list, and just in case we ran out of things to say, which doesn't ever happen, but I literally put that in, and within 3 seconds, it comes up saying name ideas, Agent Tech Talk, absolutely agents, the
Uh,
digital agent, tools of the trade, agent toolbox, smart agent solutions. Like I couldn't come up with this in an hour by myself. It's got way more stuff. It can code for you. It can do slides for you. It could you know what we did? Oh my, like can you tell I'm excited about it? Like I can put, so I offer you guys free agents, free 45-minute consults. And I use, actually, here's another cool software that you can see if you're watching this on YouTube, a note-taking software called Fathom, Fathom, Fathom AI. I think it's Fathom AI. And it will, after this, it gives me concise notes about everything we talked about. In every single meeting, I use Fathom. So what I do is I take when I do these 45-minute consults, I don't want to take notes for 45 minutes. I take the information, I input it into Fathom, or not Fathom, into AI, and it tells me what I did good and what I did bad and how I can help the person. Like, I don't know how, if I can explain how incredible ChatGPT is. I use something called Poe, which is what did you said what it was earlier?
oh, what, chat?
No,
Oh,
Poe.
oh, it's a company that amalgamates various AI programs
Okay.
into one.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like Chat GPT and AI imaging and videos and songs. And it's like I pay for it because I love it. I will never, ever, 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 ever not pay for it because I use it every single day. How to rewrite an email to sound nicer, more direct, more concise, funnier. Uh, I can't even tell you guys if you start thinking about, I use it now instead of Googling. Okay.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
would before Google how do blah, blah, blah. Now I go into I use Poe. I go into Poe and ask it, and it gives me concise instructions.
Yeah.
Like I can't, how
So
do you
I'll give you an
use,
example of I know a guy who has a development company
yeah,
and he has a sales force, a team of salespeople,
yeah.
and he has a pre-programmed training system for his people that they have to go through and do regularly. So what it is you go on to, I forget which AI system it is, but it's all pre-set up where, let's say if I was a sales representative, okay, so I'm Terry and the computer is Susan. And it's set up that I'm having a sales conversation with Susan, who's a potential client to buy in my new development.
Yeah.
And we go through a whole system of questions, and the computer, it's not on a script. It actually intuitively answers your questions.
Is it verbally talking?
Yeah, you're talking to the computer. Yeah.
It's verbally talking.
Yeah, it's verbally talking. So I say, Susan, welcome to XYZ development. So we have two-bedroom and three-bedroom units available. Which one would suit your needs? And we haven't told the computer what to say. Susan, the other computer lady, she actually randomly answers or just picks one. And then we say, what's we have um, all these different features available. Which ones are important to you? And she'll pick the ones that for her. It's not pre-programmed. It's the system having a conversation with you. It's that smart.
Wow.
And then at the end of the script or the process of learning this particular sales part of their sales program, the system will actually evaluate, like you're talking. It'll actually tell the salesperson how well they did with that particular client and
Oh,
ways to improve their conversations.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
it's
Oh
amazing.
my
It's crazy.
goodness.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
It is just the tip of the iceberg. Like I could probably talk an hour about how I use Poe. And that guy, we should maybe try and get him on here one of these days because
Yeah,
I
sure.
haven't met him yet, but he has incredible tools that he's developed. But AI is not going away. And again, the common one's Chat GPT, just similar to what I'm talking about. I don't know if do you pay for Chat GPT?
I'm just using the free version because
The
I
free
I
version.
just
Yeah.
use basic
I
thinking
pay
way.
for Poe because again I use it for it creates slides for me. It creates PDFs for me. I could feed it my um, training I did, and it'll create a PDF of follow up for the people who watch. Like I can't even tell you like how, and I'm learning at least every week more things it can do because it's just
Yeah.
so powerful.
So the same guy, he has a an app. I don't know if it's called an app. I think it's just a landing page somewhere. Anyhow, he created a calculator of ROI versus you go side by side, return on investment for different investment properties in different areas with different variables. And AI wrote the code for him for this really
Oh,
cool form. Yeah. And the code
yeah.
is it's a mile long, right? But it wrote all the code for that really cool form.
It's in, you don't even have to be smart anymore. You know what
No,
I mean? It's
because
like as long
yeah,
as you know how to use AI. And I know a lot of people are a bit scared about how it works, and it will replace jobs for sure. Like for sure.
yeah, his perspective, he says all mid-level engineers are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's crazy, right?
It is crazy, but I you really I've been using it now for I think 8 months, and
Hmm.
I will. This is what I do. I'll write an email and like, it sounds okay, but I don't want to spend more time on this. But I used to just send it off. I didn't care, but now I'll take the email, put it in they make me sound way better, and we're actually redoing we have some, and when people work with us, we have these emails that are sent, do this in week one. We're going through each of the ones, throwing it in Poe and getting it to sound more concise. Because I'm not a computer, I'm a human. I sound a certain way, but I can tell you that 100% of the time it sounds better than what I put. I just then put my Darcy spin on it, right? Like it's an incredible, incredible, fabulous, fantastic tool. If it went away, I don't even know what I'd do now because I rely on it every single day.
Yeah.
So Chat GPT, you guys, or Poe is Poe. Um, okay, Terry, I think we've got time for maybe
One
one
more.
more.
Yeah. Yeah,
What do you
exactly.
think?
Yeah. One more quick one.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys about another AI that Poe doesn't do. It's called Captions.ai. Um, and it's a bit scary for people, but I can because this is a podcast, I could show you on the YouTube version, but you'll have to check it out yourselves, or search on it. But basically what I can do is I take captions on my phone and I will do I think it's a 30-second video of me talking and they tell me what to say. Then I am what they call a twin. I'm a twin of Darcy. Then I can take any text and I can throw it to my twin and it's me, my twin, saying in my voice what I just told it to say.
And your mouth moves appropriately.
I'm not sure most people would pick up on it. I do, because I know what I sound like. And so it doesn't totally sound like me. But yeah, it's me.
Yep.
So you got to think about this, like there's the bad side of it. And I also can pick, there's a bunch of other people I can pick if I want them to say things as well. You also have to take everything with a grain of salt about what you're seeing on the internet I could take a stars video, right? And then just like, or a politician and make it look like it's them saying certain words or certain things, and it's not really them. So there's obviously a bad part of it. For me, what's really great is like anybody else, if you're doing videos, you got to get all look nice, you got to get ready. Now I've done a couple twins of me, and then I just throw myself text to say. Am I explaining
Yep.
it properly?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep. Yep. So it's, yeah.
It is awesome. And again, can you tell if you're really looking for it, maybe you could tell. I've shown you. Remember when I first did it, I got all excited. The first one I
Yep.
did, I was like, Terry, look at this, look. And it was like, well, that's cool. It's me talking.
Okay.
But he didn't know that it was not actually, I mean, it's me. You know what I mean? Like it's not me, it's my twin.
Yeah, for sure. So all the people who don't really like doing videos, this is a really good solution.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
because
Yeah.
I've got to do some more, but I think I did two, and I just changed my outfit. And well, I did the twins, so there's twin me in one outfit and twin two in another outfit. I should probably do like 10 of them, and then we can pick and choose which outfits, so you're not always wearing the same thing, or the hairs, maybe I put my hair up for one, so it looks like it's different. But Captions AI. It does way more than I'm talking about, but that was one where I was like, oh my gosh, that's just like weird and crazy. I can see people using it for bad, but for me, I'm only using it for good.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty amazing software. And I don't remember the price. Again, I started off just testing it. Now I pay for it. I think it was a couple $100 a year, something like that. And I do use it quite frequently.
Yeah.
Um,
So the rule of thumb now is anything that you see on social media is a pretty good chance it might be fake.
Yeah, I think that part scares me a little bit
Yeah.
because already I don't trust social media. And now it's going to be even worse because you don't know if it's that politician or movie star or famous person or whoever it might be. Is it really them? And so
Mhm.
that part scares me a little bit, but for what I'm doing, it's like life changing.
Yep.
Makes sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, very cool.
Okay, I think that's good. We have been talking for a bit, so we will be back next time. And again, if you're stuck and you're piecemealing your business together, you need help, let's get you where you want to go. If you want my help to do it, you can book a chat with us at agenttechmastery.com/applypod. We also have free training on agenttechmastery.com. You can go there and look at our systems training. That's our main training about how are your systems set up so you can save time and make way more money. We are here to help. We love to hear your comments. Please reach out. If you have ideas for what you'd like us to chat about, we're happy to do so. So thank you very much for joining us again today, and we will see you at our next podcast. Bye.
See you later.
Bye, Terry.